The Green Bay Packers are expected to move on from five-time Pro Bowler, 11-year veteran offensive tackle David Bakhtiari, should the New York Jets be interested at all. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be talking about David Bakhtiari. And I know what you Jets fans are already typing in the comments. Why would we want to bring in another Green Bay Packer? That worked so well for us last year. Look at Adrian Amos, Alan Lazard. We're stuck with his contract. Aaron Rodgers played 4 snaps. Randall Cobb is old and dying. I get what you're saying. But we've got to relax, because this is not the same situation as those other guys. This is David Bakhtiari, when healthy, one of the best offensive tackles in the league. And I know what you're already typing. Yeah, when healthy, he's missed 45 games of the last 75 that he could. I hear all that. But this is what this video is for. We're going to talk about the pros. We're going to talk about the cons. We're going to talk about everything that comes with what and why and how, or if the New York Jets should target David Bakhtiari. So if you like all that stuff, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell to be notified when Talking Jets with Tigo content comes out. Let's hop right in. According to reporters of The Athletic and the Green Bay Press Gazette, Matt Schneidman and Ryan Wood, respectively, of those papers, they are both labeling the matter of cutting or trading David Bakhtiari a formality, and that the expectation is that the Green Bay Packers are going to try to facilitate a trade, but that they don't believe that any team would be interested in trading any piece for the 11-year veteran, who would carry a $20 million cap hit with him in the matter of a trade, and that more than likely he would be cut before the beginning of free agency. And that's a lot of things that you got to digest here, right? The expectation is that he's going to be cut. They're going to try to facilitate a trade, and there's a lot of moving pieces there. Why would they want to facilitate a trade? Well, because why not? You can get an asset for David Bakhtiari. That's great. Why wouldn't a team want to trade for him? Well, it's like the report says, right? He carries a $20 million cap hit for the team trading him. And for a guy who has missed a ton of time in the last 3 years, it's hard to justify a $20 million cap hit. And if you're David Bakhtiari, why would you give any of the money back that's guaranteed to you? They trade for you. They can't restructure. They can't take away. They can't do anything. That money is yours. There's no doing anything to that money. You're going to get your $20 million. So you can pseudo kind of force Green Bay's hand and say, like, look, no team is going to pay me $20 million a year, and I'm not going to give any of that money back to any team that's trading me. You might as well just cut me so that I can hit the open market and I can decide where I'm going to go. Green Bay can fight back on that and all of that stuff, kind of like what they did with the Jets when we were trying to trade for Aaron Rodgers, which, by the way, we tried to get David Bakhtiari in that trade as well, and it didn't work out. But now the expectation is that he's going to become a free agent. Well, if he does become a free agent, I would be all in on going after David Bakhtiari. I would hand him the Dwayne Brown deal. 2 years, $22 million, 2 years, $23 million, somewhere along those lines. And I think that would be more than fair, especially when we look at the injury history that he's had and all of the situations that led to the recurring injury about David Bakhtiari. So let's talk about that. In 2020, he tore his ACL and he had to go get surgery to repair it. And the information that came out is that he got the wrong surgery and that they left pieces of dead meniscus in his knee and that it was building up fluid inflammation and it was just giving him a ton of problems, which is what led him to missing the 45 games over the last 75 possible games that he could have played in. That being said, the report is that this past year, he did just get the surgery that removed all those dead pieces and has created a rigorous training program to get his knee right. And that matters, because if all of what he's saying is true, and I would not expect that he would be lying because he is arguing and advocating for another job in the NFL that's going to pay him a significant amount of money, I'm willing to bank on that. I understand the risk and the problems associated with going after an injury-riddled player, But the reality is that when you look at the free agency class at tackle, there isn't a ton of really good names. And all of the guys that are going to be, your tackles that you're going to be wanting to go after all have an injury history. Tyron Smith, Trent Brown, Mike Onwenu, Mekhi Becton. Jonah Williams doesn't have an injury history, but he also doesn't have a performing great history. Jermaine Illuminor, who's probably a right tackle only. And so if you're trying to fix the left tackle, you don't have a lot of options in free agency, and you have a benefit with David Bakhtiari, which is he probably wants to come to the Jets anyway to play with his old friend Aaron Rodgers. And when healthy, he's a top 5 tackle in the NFL, like just hands down. I'd be more than willing to take that bet on David Bakhtiari being healthy, especially with guys like Carter Warren on the roster. And it opens up the number 10 pick for you to not be shoehorned in or trying to force a left tackle pick, which I don't think the New York Jets were going to be in on anyway. That's a whole different conversation to be had, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, the 10 pick now opens up. You can take a right tackle. You can take a wide receiver. We're even hearing reports that the New York Jets might be interested in Brock Bowers, the tight end. Whatever the case is, by going out and getting a left tackle like David Bakhtiari and already having a relatively decent backup plan in Carter Warren in-house, the right tackle becomes a spot that you need to fill in the draft, and that's a lot easier to do, especially in this draft class, which is chock full of right tackles if you're interested in that video yesterday talking about the offensive tackles. And this just kind of happened to work out perfectly. So let me know in the comment section below, would you be interested at all in David Bakhtiari coming to the New York Jets? What kind of contract would you be willing to give David Bakhtiari if you are interested? Let me know all of those things in the comment section below. And last but not least, go Jets.